Sorry, it's tricky to hold this camera and do both. A lot of buttons on this thing. This is real basic, as you can see. You just add a little bit of fuel, say, for at 2,000 RPMs. And like I said, you can edit it. Yeah, there we go. You gotta hit forward twice. Yeah, see? Hit that button again, and you'll see the star light up down there. Now I can just edit that one only. If I hit it off, it edits all of them. And this also goes all the way up to 8,000 RPMs. Timing, same thing, same graph. You can see this was a tune I was experimenting with. I wasn't using this one. Actually, it did work pretty good though. It felt like it pulled a little harder. Backed out the timing a little bit. And nitrous, for all you nitrous guys out there, leave the bottle at home for the baby. But anyway, enable it. Say you're, like I said, you hook it all up like the manual says. You turn it on. You go into fuel. At 2,000 RPMs, when the nitrous kicks in, how much fuel do you want to add? So for you guys running these dry kits out there, this is great. See, I can add 14% fuel. And a lot of people say, oh, how much is, the numbers really make it, that 14 that you're at, and that's not a lot. It really does make a difference. I'll show you in another video when I can actually start the car, because I can't right now because it's too late at night. My neighbors hate me already from not having any cap back on. I've been racing around. But yeah, you can add it to fuel for when the nitrous is engaged at any RPM, 2,500 RPM or 500 RPM increments. Same with timing. Same thing. You can see I can add if I have nitrous. But like I said, that input has to be going in for when you flip that nitrous switch. It has to be sending power to your nitrous and to the PMS. Options, we'll go into that in a little bit. Accessories. Port 1 and port 2. Now, you can control just about anything with this. You can actually control your nitrous with this also. Enable on, turns it on. And what the PMS does is it sends a negative. You have two ports, and if you look in the manual, it'll tell you which one. You got to get the special connectors, the Napa connectors, to put into the pink plug. But it'll tell you which ones to get. And you can adjust TPS, throttle position sensor, on, what percent you want that item to come on, whatever you're controlling, or RPM on, RPM off, TPS off. So say I want it to come on at 100 RPMs, which is useless. Oops, got big thumbs here. RPMs, raise up to all the way to I think 8,000 or 9,000 actually, I don't remember. Now what I did was I hooked up a cheesy little shift light off of one of those ports, the accessory port. Right now it's on because that's actually for something else, but the red one lights up. And I used this accessory port, and I just set the RPM to when I wanted that little light to come on, and it sends a negative signal right to that light, and that light turns on at 6,900 RPMs or whatever you want it to be. Okay, temp. Sorry if my camera's being, I think it's time for a new one. Water temperature, same thing. You can go into this, edit it. Say -10 is -10 degrees, 0 degrees, 40 degrees, 70, 100 degrees, and it goes all up to 250 degrees. See, I added a little fuel for when it's cold, say -10 degrees, which it ain't going to be for a couple more months here. I added 12% more fuel, which is actually quite a bit. But, hold on, I'll go back in it. If you notice, once it gets to operating temperature, 210, it goes back to 0. Same with timing. Do the same thing. So you added a little timing, so that way if you get some pre-ignition and get it heated up a little bit quicker, you could even take some out if you wanted. You gotta watch that with the boost though. That's a good thing about this though. Say you're running a hard run with high boost, you can set it so, alright, the motor's getting hot, I want to back some timing off, or add some whatever. Now ACT is air temperature, same thing. That's the air temperature outside. The WCT is the water temperature of the block. So don't forget that. It's a big difference there. I shouldn't say a big difference because I guess it's pretty much the same concept. Okay, now boost. This is going to be when I get my new map sensor. I got the turbo sitting right there. She's going on soon. T70, baby. enable. Now if I had the map sensor, I'd hook it up to the plug that's down there, run a boost line out, connect into one of the vacuum lines. Now, this is the whole reason I bought this Anderson PMS. I really wanted a tweezer, but after seeing this, the tweezer has nothing like this. So I enabled the boost control, and what it's doing is, now that with that map sensor hooked up to the PMS, it's telling that ECU how much boost it's pushing. See, right now I was messing around with this before, getting it ready to show you guys. I set the max at 3 psi. The top number up here is boost. You can put it all the way up to 30, I believe, and the side number is RPMs. So say at 3 pounds of boost, I want to add 22% more fuel, which, like I said, that's quite a bit, and I think it goes all the way up to 50. And you can do that at 2,000 RPMs, or say I want to do it at 4,000 RPMs at 1 pound of boost. Whatever you want to do. And like I said, you got single cell edit or multi-cell edit, which changes, I believe at 6. It changes 6 positions at a time, I think, yeah. And timing, same thing. Now, see, I took out a lot of timing. I'm just kind of getting ready, experimenting. A lot of guys said they're running negative 19 degrees. So, and you got to remember, the Anderson comes already. Once you hook it up and turn standalone on, it shoots your motor right up to 25 degrees. And if you're running boost, you got to back that out in the main menu. But you don't have to do it in the main menu. You can just do it in the boost menu if you enable it, if you turn it on. So that's that. Same as all the other ones. You can adjust everything. Max boost. This is where, okay, so I just put a new wastegate spring in, and I want to crank it up a little bit. Or put up to 14, say. Now going to fuel. If you notice, see my graph up top. It used to be 1, 2, 2, 3. Now it's 0, 4, 7, 7, 11, 14. So it upgrades everything you do. All right, and then Excel. This is the whole Excel, exactly what it means. You're accelerating, taking off, fuel. Now, if you go into this, you can add a little, same thing as all the other ones. Like I said, there's so many options you can do. Say you want to add a little bit more fuel at 2,000 RPMs when you punch it. Excel is only when you pretty much floor it instantly. So remember that. And say I want to take out fuel at, say, when I punch it at 2,000 RPM, so I get a little bit more snap, so that way it's a little bit leaner, I can do that. Timing, same thing. Oops, wrong one. Timing, same thing. I can add or take away when I tromp the throttle. So say I want to advance the ignition at low RPMs to get a little bit more quicker response, I can. But at high RPMs, I can bring it right back down. Response is the percent of fuel that it gives when you floor it. So when you pound that thing to the floor, it's going to tromp in 18% more fuel at a burst, a quick burst. Recovery is how long you want it to last. And I'm not really sure, I don't know why they couldn't put it in seconds. I guess it'd be too much, trouble. But say 20% is, 20 milliseconds of how much fuel it's adding. So when you tromp it, right now you tropped it, it's going to hold that, even if you let off, it's going to still give that fuel for 20 seconds. Or if you want to make it so when you tromp it, it only does it when you tromp it. Or when you tromp it, you want it to keep adding fuel even when you let off, etc.